what he's doing, man. I can't control it.
Once you take ayahuasca, people say that there's three things that can happen. You can either die, go crazy, or learn something.
I've been a lot of things in my life. I've been a bank robber and a prisoner, but being a shaman is my calling. Ayahuasca is a Schedule I narcotic, the same as heroin and meth. But it's not a drug, it's medicine. And in my church, it's a sacrament. We can do in 2 days what conventional therapy may take years to do, but only if you are willing to step into the pain. I am living proof that ayahuasca can help anybody. Ayahuasca changed my life, and I don't say that lightly. 20 years ago, I was a serial bank robber. I was a stone-cold criminal, car thief, and everything in between. What started my odyssey was a bank robbery that went wrong and that I got caught. That's what landed me in a cell with a little brown man named Guadalupe in federal prison. At that time, I did not know he was a shaman. I remember when he told me about ayahuasca, I was like, "Ow, what?" I got out of prison, and months later, I get this box with all these weird markings from customs, and I open it up, and it's a 2-liter bottle marked dog shampoo with a 2-word note, "Be careful." I told my wife when I shut this door to my garage, I'm gonna lock it. I said, "No matter what you hear, don't you dare open it." It's me, a candle, a 2-liter bottle of ayahuasca that I have no clue of what's in it, and I'm an atheist. And all of a sudden, that first cup, I start to feel it course through my body. The first time I interacted with some presences, I thought I was just tripping. But this was something different. This was a portal. From that day on, everything shifted for me. I said, I got to learn how to make this. I got to learn how to do this. And that is where my real transformation into a shaman began. I found a Native American church who wanted to get into ayahuasca, and they ordained me a shaman. And from there, I set up a physical location in a place that was a dry county where you couldn't even buy a beer. And I'm slinging the strongest psychedelic known to man. Under Ayaquest Native America's church, ayahuasca is our sacrament. No different than wine is to the Catholic Church. This is a family operation. Terry, my wife, Nick, my stepson, are the backbone of our organization. We always have to be mindful that we are in the Bible Belt. We're in a conservative Christian area. A lot of people here are not open to anything they hear that remotely hears the word drugs attached to.
Some people see it as voodoo, they see it as witchcraft, and that's simply not true. We're just people helping people to help themselves, really.
People are coming here to be saved, to be healed, and we give it to them.
I'm a drug addict, and I've been shooting heroin for 8 years.
My depression started when I was a teenager.
The church that I grew up in was a religious cult.
I was date raped.
Seasonal bipolar disorder.
Complex post-traumatic stress disorder.
I'm an alcoholic for sure.
I have a pretty big past with opiate addiction, and I'm ready to rise above that.
You know what that anger is? That's when you take a shot of poison hoping somebody else dies. And that's what you've been doing to yourself.
I developed a dependency to opioids. and I saw what I was doing to my family. Ayahuasca is the ultimate healer.
I have not had a craving since.
And that to me, and there's the chills, that to me saved my life, honestly.
Now you have some zealots out there who feel that for whatever reason, we're doing something against God. Rather than having our ceremony interrupted, there's times we have to move the location of our ceremonies to clandestine sites.
Since we're not using our own place, we've had to get a different location. It is out near a large lake in the woods. In doing that, we are having to cleanse and bless the property. We're going to reset a ceremony room, and we're going to do that so that we have good energy to have good ceremonies.
Honey, 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 honey. Honey, 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 honey.
I have apprentices who help us in our ceremony. One is Talawi. She comes from a long line of shamans. Her father is a shaman from South America, and she brings unique traditional perspectives to the ceremony tonight.
My sex addiction, it kind of started a while back, but I didn't realize it was manifesting until I would find myself needing sex. I would wake up days and just, I have to go get that release. I need that. It's just like a drug. Like the more sex you have, the more sex you need. The more orgasms you get, the more orgasms you need. It's like, it just wrapped me up so quick. I used Craigslist for a while. I got on Backpage and looked for guys on there. I joined Bluegrass Connections, which is a sex club in Kentucky, and that wasn't conducive to my lifestyle. It's one thing to have sexual appetite. It's another thing to have your lifestyle built around your sexual appetite, and that's where I found myself. I've just really done everything I could to try and feed that beast, and it just got bigger. I'm really hoping I can get to the bottom of the cause of my sex addiction. And if it doesn't work like that, if it's not just a cut, dry answer kind of thing, I would just like to take the next step in my spiritual journey, my healing journey. So that's why I'm here.
Why am I here? I'm here because there's so much emotion, so much feelings stuck inside of me. In my childhood, I was not able to express love, or even my teenage years, I was not able to express love. I wouldn't even be able to cry, you know. Probably that had to do with a lot of the family issues that I had with my dad. Things like that really affect you. Just to not be able to like express yourself whenever you want to. And now with certain people, my family, I can't say I love you, you know, I can't, something just gets stuck here. And it's very hard for me sometimes to just like be able to love, to completely empty myself. Once the ceremony is over, I'm hoping to get in touch with my emotions more instead of ignoring them.
All right, so we are going to head down this way. So if y'all would like to follow me. For this group, we have Summer and Taylor, who are both coming from Kentucky, and we have Jose, who is coming from North Carolina. You can tell quite a bit about a person when they walk through the door. Body language, you know, whether they're talkative, whether they're with the group or holding back. Taylor, one of the first things that she put on her bed was a teddy bear. That signified to me that she was a very hurt and scared and broken little girl. With Summer, I see someone who is in their own head and maybe doesn't know how to get out.
Knowing that the ceremony is about to happen, I'm very nervous. I've had trouble with depression for years. I'm hoping to leave behind my self-doubt, insecurities, fear and anger.
How y'all doing, man? I'm Steve Huck. Nice to meet you. Jose, nice to meet you.
You guys are
Howard, nice to meet you, Summer. I see you've met my team. You know, the main thing for you tonight is relax. Don't resist. And that means trust the medicine, trust us, and trust Mother Aya, and trust yourself. You're gonna do this. You're gonna fly your own soul. And that is incredibly powerful, and at times incredibly frightening. The one thing Terry and I, or anybody on our side of the table, hate to hear in the middle of an ayahuasca experience is make it stop. Because there is no making it stop. Only time makes it stop. I could take you to the emergency room. There's no anti-ayahuasca shot. The only thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna be strapped down and an empty stomach is gonna be pumped. And it's gonna be painful and you're still gonna be tripping. I'm just saying, so when you're in your journey, if things are becoming a little unnerving, just breathe, focus on your breath, relax. Now then, to let you know there's nothing in this brew I drink in every ceremony. I drink one small cup to let everybody know there is nothing in here that I won't put in my body on a regular basis. And I've been doing this for 16 years. I'm 52 years old. So, bottoms up. Ooh, that was good.
So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with our first dose. Our goal tonight is to just get you where you're having an experience, but nothing that you can't manage. You know, if you need more, don't be afraid to ask. I'm going to give you yours. You're welcome.
Go ahead.
Shoot it, girl.
I took the sip, and it tastes so bad. It's a lot like really bitter, burnt coffee with maybe alcohol in it or something. I'm not sure. It's an intense flavor.
People say that there's three things that can happen, you know? You can either, like, die, go crazy, or learn something. I'm fearful of those two things, like die and go crazy.
You're ready to go to your bed, just say, hey, I gotta go. Anytime.
As soon as they were starting to pour it, I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. Like, this is too much. I was shaking. I think it was just that I was nervous. It all just hit me at once. Like, this shit's happening. I'm about to face this. Every time I'd open my eyes was me trying to snap out of it. Like, don't make me feel this right now. And she just kept going.
How could she do that to her kids? How could she do that to her kids?
The journey tonight with the group is going very well. They've just kind of slid right in and down there doing their thing.
Yeah, mine's kicking in real good right now. Mother's here. Many people has asked me, who is Mother Aya? Could I draw you a picture of her? No. But I have felt her cradle me in her lap so many times. Mother Aya is a divine presence. She's a spirit. She is an energy. And ayahuasca is the chemical portal to Mother Aya. Ayahuasca is a hallucinogenic tea made with plants from the Amazon. And it is the strongest psychedelic known to man. But this isn't like LSD. Ayahuasca is a portal to your inner self, your subconscious. And through that portal, you're gonna meet a goddess we call Mother Aya. When your journey first takes off, you may feel euphoria until boom, the spike hits and the purge begins. You may laugh, you may cry, and you may do both at the same time. You may puke or shit. But each of those purges are a physical manifestation of an emotional release. That's when you truly find healing.
How are we doing over here, sweetie? Starting to feel okay?
Feeling a lot.
All right, then I'm gonna leave you alone and let you feel, sweetie, okay? When someone is on ayahuasca, you know, you kind of treat them like you would a 2-year-old. You know, you watch them, and that's our job. That's what we do, is we just focus on keeping them in a good spot and making sure that, you know, physically they are good.
The sensations that I felt when it started to work, I felt lighter, like almost as if I was just connected and a part of everything. It was the most peace I think I've ever felt in my life. I've struggled with suicidal thoughts since I was a kid. About 2 years ago, I went through a very difficult breakup that was directly after a miscarriage, and that definitely made me spiral a little bit. I just kind of lost it. I was depressed for weeks. It was hard to get out of bed. It was hard to talk to people. Most people don't even know about it. Most of my family members or friends. It's just something that I've kept to myself for a long time. And it's a part of my life that I really need to heal.
I grew up in Sonora, California. I had 2 sisters and 2 brothers. We were homeschooled. It's a pretty rough childhood, but if I focus on the good, it wasn't that bad. I was abused by 2 people who were supposed to raise and nurture me. And instead of doing that, they destroyed any remnants of a regular childhood I had any hope for. Fuck, I don't want to do this.
That's okay. What are you feeling the most pain about right now?
My mother.
What about her?
How could she do that to her kids? How could she do that to her baby?
My childhood and like the way I was raised and the interactions I have with my family have sculpted me into what I think is, I'm a very good mom to my son. My son is 3 years old. He's amazing. He's funny, he's charismatic, he's just my world. For a while, I was really cautious about disciplining him because I was scared I would cross that line and it would be too much. But if anything, I think that that over-awareness of that has led to just the most beautiful relationship. Like, he respects me and I'm his best friend, and I never thought that was possible.
She wants you to be the best you that you can be. And I know you want to be the best you that you can be for your son. And you will be. You will be.
When I met Summer, the first thing I kind of felt from her, she has a very negative inner dialogue. There was this kind of negative cloak that she had self-constructed that you could feel, that was interwoven in her aura, that she approached life as if everything was going to go wrong, rather than approaching life that a lot of it was going to go right.
What she's about to learn is that's her inner voice. It's neither negative or positive. It is whatever she wants it to be if she becomes aware of it and takes control of it.
Right on out here. Have you ever heard of forest bathing? That's what we're doing here. That's why we have the trees all around us and the energy's coming, being brought up from the earth, really loud and proud. So, with that being said, I'd like to discuss this negative dialogue that you have that has kind of hampered your life.
I just don't have any confidence in myself. I find it really hard to assert myself, and
Okay.
most thoughts that I have, I'll say, nobody's gonna care about that, and
Or I'm not gonna do it, or
yeah, or I can't do it.
I can't do it, okay? Now, how old are you now?
25.
25. You're just starting. You're just starting. Go soft on yourself. You're just now stepping into adulthood. And who didn't make a lot of mistakes in their teenage years?
When that inner dialogue that you have right now and that conditioning takes over, and the next thing you know, you catch yourself talking all that shit to yourself, that's when you're gonna pause. That's who I was. That's not who I'm trying to be, and that's not who I am. And you're only 25 years old. That's beautiful. I want you to have a positive conversation with yourself. I want you to tell yourself everything you love about you. And I also want you to talk to yourself about why you are worthy of love, why you're worthy of support, and why you are worthy of success in your life. But I'm gonna leave you alone here in this setting. I want you to have this beautiful conversation with yourself.
As I was meditating, I opened my eyes for a second and I looked down and I saw a little beetle scurry across the ground. And I thought about earlier in the day when I had had another interview, one of the sound guys saw a spider walking across the floor and he put a bucket on it, and I thanked him for not killing it because I don't kill bugs, I don't kill anything. And in that moment, while I was sitting by myself, I was like, I find the life of a bug so significant that I'll let it be, but I can't find myself significant enough to let myself be. And that was my breakthrough.
The relationship with my father was like, he was very abusive, especially towards my mom. My dad would threaten her to kill us, to kill her.
Three more breaths.
Now, during the day after the first ceremony, yoga is a beautiful mechanism to relax with, and I think it puts them in a good place of being in touch with their mind and their body before going into night 2.
Last night was a little difficult. The sex addiction thing, like I really did come here to find answers for that, you know, like just where's it coming from so I can fix it. Didn't even get touched. Mother Aya, she made me purge all my crying, all my sadness, all the emotions I hadn't felt or allowed myself to feel all at once.
The spine, so the messages goes fluently to your...
Every time I'd open my eyes was me trying to snap out of it, like, don't make me feel this right now. And she just kept going. Stuff I had been holding back for years, stuff I hadn't even taken the time to realize was hurting me, all washed over me at once. And it was like I expected to vomit, and I would have rather shit in my pants than cried in front of that many people and cameras, but it felt so much better. Tonight's gonna be a bitch.
When I first took the first drink, I felt a little excited. I started feeling like some sort of relaxation. You know, my muscles started feeling more relaxed. I couldn't stop smiling at first. I was like, okay, the room is turning pink. Okay, I think it's beginning, you know? And everybody came to mind, you know? My sisters, my brother, my mom. Pero me voy a Kentucky. Tomar ayahuasca. Okay. I'm originally from Mexico. I've been living in North Carolina for about 19 years. The relationship with my father was like, it was tough. He was very abusive towards my brother, especially my mom. I got to taste a little bit of that, and it wasn't very good. He was very controlling, and my mom wasn't happy those years. When she came here to the United States, for her to grow the courage to say, no, I don't want this anymore. I need to leave. because anytime she would try that, my dad would try to like threaten her to kill us, to kill my grandparents, to kill her. It was very frightening, you know. We couldn't show when we were sad, when we were depressed, when we were going through something. Had to be straight, had to be strong.
I don't feel like I haven't gotten that breakthrough that a lot of people talk about. Tonight, I'm hoping to get my socks rocked on, pretty much. You know, I really want to feel that turbulence, you know? I really want to feel like I'm getting out of my comfort zone, you know? Like I don't want to control anything. I just want to go deep into myself and just have that breakthrough.
We got to quit meeting like this. How is everybody doing today?
Good. How are you?
Very good. The second night, we strive for a deeper experience than the first night. The first night is like a warm hug. We want to introduce you to Mother Aya. On the second night, we increase their dosage, and the brew is stronger, and the experience is much more intense. The second night, I take them to deep water, and it's time to swim.
Mother Aya just bombarded me with the most dark and tremendous experiences and past traumas that I had suppressed. I felt what I saw, and that it was terrifying.
I'm gonna have you come with me. We're gonna take your cup, okay?
And if you could, would you take your teddy bear with you?
Yeah.
Tonight, what we're going to do with Taylor is go to what caused this addiction in a way that she's not going to see it coming. And Terry is phenomenal at this. I also feel Taylor will open up much deeper with feminine energy. With Terry, it's going to be an honest communication, because Terry, like Mother Aya, ain't going to let you believe your own bullshit.
Please tell me what you could tell me about this teddy bear. How long you've had it?
20 years.
20
My
years.
mom gave him to me when I was 3. His name's Snuggles.
Snuggles.
I feel like he's been through more than I have.
I knew as soon as I seen you pull this Snuggles out of your bag that this was going to be an integral part of your story and your healing. See, up until this point, Snuggles has been a symbol of security for you. And I'd like to help transform Snuggles into a symbol of freedom. You see, when I was in prison, there was no more of a secure place, but I wasn't free, and I wasn't happy. So security is not always the best thing to seek. Freedom is the real choice. With that, I'm going to leave you all to chat in front of Snuggles there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, the first thing that popped into my mind when I saw you unpack your bear was that you had a very broken and scared little girl that you were protecting. And while you can't go back and change the things that happened, you can accept them for what they are, and you can heal that little girl that way.
That's why I'm here.
My father was a horrible alcoholic up until the time I was 8, 10 years old. And, you know, in my child's mind eye, if I loved him a little more, if I did this, if I did that, you know, I could fix that. And that followed me. I found myself being drawn to people who were fucked up in that same way.
Well, if I fix them, it'll fix it.
Exactly. And then I came to the realization there is no fixing it. There's accepting it, there's forgiving it, and there's forgiving yourself, because there was nothing you could do about it. You're okay. You're okay.
Yeah.
Addiction comes from trying to mask, trying to cover.
Bucket list. Thank you.
Feeling a little nauseous?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna puke.
That's okay.
Just a matter of when.
Well, I'm going to get you a tissue just in case before you do that. I'll have somebody grab me one. When Taylor threw up, to me it was a good thing. And for her, you know, she purged a couple of times. Beautiful. You know, we're touching nerves, we're getting things up, we're getting them out. And that's what you really want for them. You're welcome, baby.
When I first entered into, I guess what I would call my trip or my journey, I started to see just little glimpses of what I assumed was my past lives or maybe like some kind of ancestral, like just peaks. I saw my own ankles in chains. I saw myself standing and like I felt what I saw and that it was terrifying, but I needed to feel this. I needed to see this. And then Mother Aya just bombarded me with the most dark and tremendous experiences and past traumas that I had suppressed. I did have some embedded memories that I had not been old enough to even be able to form in my head. Throughout my whole life, I've had issues with my parents, so I assumed I had suppressed a memory about them and that they had done this to me, and it wasn't them. So she gave me the memory. And just to have that answer as to where all this hate was coming from and where all this anger, and I know where it's coming from now, and maybe I can heal it and work from there, but it was so surreal. It's just so crazy.
I don't have the words to explain what happened.
Powerful shit. Jose, would you like to come with us for a minute? Jose's like a stallion that I think you're gonna have to hold back. The first night, he was confident. He was ready to charge. And at times, he was gonna be the teacher. And I'll let you be the teacher, because you know what? I know I'm not the teacher. I know they are. And that's what I have to allow him to find out on his own. Jose, I would like you to get connected with your breathing. Like some of that breath work I was watching you do in the ceremony room there for a while.
Yeah.
How does that feel on ayahuasca to do that type of breath work?
It's beautiful. It's like,
Kind of go through your childhood with me a little bit. Were you closer to your mother or your father?
I was closer to my mom.
Okay.
My mom was my teacher. She was my father at times when she had to be tough. I am who I am because of her, just, you know.
Well, that's a beautiful thing to say.
And I really admire her.
Could you tell me a little bit about your father?
My dad was, I guess, I remember a lot of pain from him, you know. He was an, you know, I'm gonna say it, he was an abusive man, you know. He was a very, very abusive man, and he wasn't very loving, you know. It came from selfish reasons, from how I feel. Of course, it's my opinion.
Sure,
you know.
Obviously.
Have you forgiven him?
That's the thing. I mean, what is forgiveness?
For me,
Yes.
forgiveness is not allowing your past to affect your present or your future.
Okay.
And to do that, that's part of letting go and forgiving. It doesn't mean I have to have dinner with them.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I have to call them on Christmas. It doesn't mean I have to interact with them at all. But I'm gonna let it go so I'm not quantum entangled with that energy. Now I want you to take that energy and release it into the universe.
So we're gonna scream, and our sound is gonna shoot right up to the sky, and it's gonna create waves like the ripples.
Okay.
And those waves are gonna cleanse. It's gonna share what we're feeling.
Okay.
So it surrounds all the world.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
I don't have the words to explain what happened. I closed my eyes and I saw a lot of patterns, still a lot of beautiful patterns, a lot of Aztec and indigenous symbols. And then I started getting like so much energy. I was more self-aware of my surroundings. At first, I thought I was going crazy. I'm like, I'm going crazy right now. Like,
what are you doing, man? Oh. Man. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to do this. I'm really, really sorry.
After that, I just decided to like, let everything be. When I did that, I felt like something inside my chest like uplifted. It uplifted and it just came down again, but it wasn't, it was something different inside of me. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but you felt something right here. They call it chakra, but I'm not sure what it is, you know? It just felt like it's a point in the middle of your throat that felt like it empty, you know, because there was so much emotion, so much feelings stuck here, you know? But once you scream out to the sky, I mean, everything was gone, you know? I didn't feel anything. I felt free, you know? And that was a beautiful experience.
The repressed memories I did have surface were intense, and it was therapeutic, very therapeutic, to just finally have answers. Oh, it all makes sense, and I can finally go home and take back the years of love that were taken from me and share that with my mom, and it's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait.
I'm feeling very good, relieved, happy, very happy. It was just amazing. It was amazing. I wanted to talk to my mom, my sisters, and the first thing I want to tell everybody is that I love them.
You had some powerful things going on.
You know, I'm still trying to understand it.
I'm sure.
But when I asked so many questions, or like I wouldn't like stop talking, she would cover my mouth. She would like, shh.
Just be.
Just be.
Today, Jose is on top of the world, although he is still just a hair rattled as he should be. He had a deeper experience than he thought he would. And it took a different turn for him because he just knew he had the toolbox to control anything. And that's when everything got flipped on him. When he went to rise up with his little silly shit sometimes, she just put fingers over his mouth like, hush, child. You're here to learn, not to speak. And I'm here to teach, not to validate. Whew, powerful shit. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Today, not yesterday, today. And that's what I want you to think about on that ride home. What am I gonna do today with the rest of my life?
Leaving Ayahuasca, I feel happy and empowered, and it feels amazing to be able to say that I love myself. It's hard to put into words the way that it feels, but I don't think that I've ever felt better.
You're welcome, baby. I'm so proud of you.
Taylor, thank you so much.
Thank you. The main reason for coming here for me was just to try and just figure out where the sex addiction was coming from. Like, it just wasn't making sense. The girl that starved for that fulfillment and that girl that chased down that instant gratification didn't know what she was running from or what she was trying to fill. The woman that leaves here does, and she's gonna fix it. Hopefully.
Safe journeys.
If anyone out there is curious or has tried everything else, it's worth a shot. It's definitely worth a shot. For me, it was worth it and then some.
To me, ayahuasca is love. It's the most intense love I've ever felt. And it's also pain and sadness and suffering, but those things are there so that you know that there's joy and love and happiness. Ayahuasca is balance.
If you think you're just gonna come, drink ayahuasca, and you're good for the rest of your life, and you ain't gonna change nothing about you, you're fucked up. Wrong way of looking at it. And you ain't never gonna get nowhere looking for that magic pill. This shit ain't lightning bolts. There are the blessed few that get that, but not the many. The many are like me. They have to work their way through it. We're all in this together. It takes my part and their part. I can't quit. I won't quit. The only way to stop this is kill me or cage me. So, catch me if you can.
¿Quieres?
¿Sí? ¿Qué quieres?
Nada.
Sí.
Aunque sea un marihuana.
Fue la única manera. Aunque seas maricón, ¿por qué lo voy a hacer?
También te quiero más.
So life after Ayahuasca has been great. I am happy. I love myself. I have bad days, of course. There are always going to be bad days. But overall, my life has been changed, for sure.